The young prince took a deep breath and began his tale. My father's name was Mahmud Shah, he said, his voice trembling slightly with memory. He was the sovereign of the Black Islands. 4 towering mountains formed the heart of our realm, and the capital itself rested beside a pond, shimmering with brightly colored fish. I shall recount the story in detail, so that you may know everything, the entire truth of what befell my family and myself. When my father reached 70 years of age, he passed away, leaving the throne to me. I married my cousin, my uncle's daughter, whom I loved dearly, and who, it seemed, loved me equally. For 5 years, our life was blissful, and I believed nothing could disturb it. But then, I began to sense a change. Her love, once so tender, now seemed distant. One afternoon, after we had eaten our meal, she went to her bath, leaving me in my chamber. 2 of her attendants, who usually fan her, sat beside my pillow and began fanning me. Pretending to sleep, I listened to their conversation. Our queen is cruel, whispered one. She does not love her husband, though he is handsome, kind, and noble. The other nodded. Yes. At night, she leaves him alone, and he knows nothing. She drugs his sherbet so he falls into a deep sleep. Then she goes wherever she wishes. By dawn, she returns, giving him a fragrant potion to awaken him. My heart froze. My blood turned cold, and anger swelled within me, yet I restrained myself. I stretched as if sleeping, feigning slumber. Soon, my queen returned from her bath. That night, after our evening meal, she brought me the usual cup of sherbet, leaving me unaware that I had overheard everything. I accepted the cup and, with careful eyes, poured it out the window, handing her the empty vessel as if I had drunk it all. She lay beside me, thinking I slept. Then she muttered spells, glancing toward me, commanding me to remain forever in deep sleep. I rose silently, drawing my sword, and followed her. She moved gracefully through hallways, doors magically unlocking with her words. At last, she reached a garden and disappeared into a small forest, enclosed by thick shrubs. I tracked her carefully, unseen, heart pounding in my chest. In the shadows, I saw her, my wife, holding hands with a man, a black slave, walking as though they belonged to each other. Her voice trembled with faint grief. I love you with all my being, day and night. Yet he never speaks to me directly, always treating me with coldness. What do you want of me? Do you test my love? My power can destroy palaces by dawn. Yet I bow before you in devotion, and still you ignore me. My hands clenched around the sword. I stepped forward and struck the slave with full force. He staggered, falling to the ground. I believed him dead, though the darkness concealed some truth I could not see. I retreated, leaving my queen behind, who, seeing her beloved fall, wailed in despair, attempting with magic to heal him. Yet, she succeeded only in keeping him between life and death. Returning to my chamber, I feigned ignorance, though my heart burned. The next morning, she returned to my side, pretending to sleep. I allowed her to be, rising to perform my daily duties. That day, I discovered her wearing mourning clothes, her hair disheveled, lamenting 3 calamities, her mother's death, her father slain in battle, and her brother's fall from great heights. I tried to console her, yet she persisted in grief for a year. Finally, she resolved to build a mausoleum, a domed structure where she and her wounded lover could remain day and night. She named it the House of Mourning. There, she administered potions and spells, sustaining him in a state neither living nor dead, only gazing toward her with faint recognition. Days passed, years even, and I witnessed her devotion to this wounded man. She spent hours conversing, comforting, whispering love that could not be reciprocated. I observed in secret, my anger simmering yet controlled, acting as if oblivious to their actions. One day, curiosity overpowered caution. I hid near the mausoleum, watching her intently. Her voice trembled as she spoke. Beloved, 2 years have passed. I speak, but you answer not. You close your eyes when I am near. My heart aches beyond endurance. Look at me, and grant me a single word. Her anguish ignited a fire within me. I emerged from hiding and shouted toward the dome, "O dome! Why do you not swallow this woman and her human demon?" Hearing me, the queen flew into rage, confronting me. "Accursed villain! Your deeds have bound me to sorrow for years, and my beloved suffers because of you." I confessed, "Yes, I struck the wretched slave. Your actions deserved punishment, and you also brought shame upon yourself." I raised my sword to strike her, but her magic halted my arm midair. Slowly, she chanted incantations I could not comprehend. Then, she declared, "Henceforth, may you remain alive above the waist, stone below, as your punishment." Instantly, my lower half petrified, leaving me trapped, neither fully man nor fully stone. She dragged me to the pond, transforming my city's inhabitants into fish, white for Muslims, red for fire worshippers, black for Christians, yellow for Jews. 4 black islands, once mountains, were cast around the pond as hills, leaving me half stone, my kingdom desolate. Daily, she visited to strike me with 100 lashes, covering me with rough goat hair and gilded cloaks, not in honor, but in torment, mocking my authority as ruler of 4 islands. One day, a visitor, a just and mighty king, arrived at my pond. He heard my tale and was deeply moved. How can we relieve this innocent king of such torment? And punish this shameless queen? He wondered aloud. I recounted the queen's whereabouts, her lover's location, and the magical mausoleum. He listened carefully, devising a plan to restore justice. The visitor king understood that my agony was unmatched, that years of suffering had left me bereft of hope. At dawn, he secretly entered the house of mourning. Hundreds of golden lamps glimmered, illuminating the elaborate chambers. In the corner lay my enslaved, semi-living form, still trapped by her spells. With a single, precise strike of his sword, he ended the wretched slave's lingering life. Then, he hid, waiting to confront the queen. Soon, the queen entered, furious, brandishing spells. She attempted to strike me, thinking I was her bewitched husband. I tried to defend myself, pleading for mercy, yet she beat me mercilessly. Only then did the visitor king act, confronting her presence with a mixture of stealth and courage. He urged her to release me fully. If your magic can restore him, do so. The queen, obeying reluctantly, chanted, sprinkling enchanted water from a sacred cup upon me. Slowly, the curse lifted, and I returned to my full human form, alive and whole. The queen's wrath could no longer dominate. She was slain decisively by the visitor king, her body cast alongside her lover in the same pit where he had fallen. The desolation ended. With magic undone, the city, the inhabitants, and the kingdom were restored. Fish became humans again, the townspeople returned, and the capital regained its former splendor. The visitor king guided me to my throne, and all subjects celebrated our triumph. In gratitude, I declared the visitor king as my crown prince, naming him heir to my kingdom. Together, we prepared for a grand journey to my capital. Precious gifts, gold, and loyal retainers accompanied him, honoring his bravery and justice. Finally, my kingdom flourished again, peace returned, and the tale of the Black Islands king, his treacherous queen, and the loyal visitor became a legend to be told for generations. If you like the story, then subscribe to the channel for more interesting stories.